Good morning. I just got attacked by a plant. It's fine. It is all fine. Alexa, play music by Hilary Duff. It's fine. I am working on, I don't really know what I'm working on today. Cause I want to take like a little bit of a mental rest after the show. But I still have to get stuff done for my next show. So I decided to work on like the small stuff first. Cause that's actually mostly what I sold. Sorry, I'm trying to turn that down. So, I did crocheted. Well, maybe if I don't F it up. I'm doing crocheted lighter leashes, and I found a use for those. They're badge reels. Like they originally look like that with this on here, and I'm just taking this part off. You can get these. I don't know if they're made the same way, because I bought these probably like 4 years ago. I've just had them laying around. But I just take a pair of pliers and bend that out. I totally freehanded this pattern though, which I'm kind of excited about because like that's not something I normally do. I just have to work out a few things because like I don't know how I want to do my white circles on the cap because I hate crocheting little circles and sewing them on. They always end up like lumpy, bumpy, like it looks mole-ish, which I guess for mushrooms would like be okay, but because I typically don't do it, I guess I'm just like adamant that like nah. I'm gonna go all the way around this first row. Shoot. I do want to try something out. I think, dude, this is difficult. I think I learned how to add pronouns, to my chat. I think that if you want to use it, you'll have to download an extension, but if it works, I'm going to make a little command that's going to link to both the extension and then the other place you have to go. So you download the extension and then you click on this other link and it says log in with Twitch, and you log into Twitch and you set your pronouns, and then it's just supposed to exist there in the background. Let's go back to the beginning. I cut an alocasia with these scissors. Listen, I blame it on my kid. It's me too. Anyways, I have an alocasia, which is, I think, a type of, like, arrowhead, and I'm almost, like, for some reason, I feel like its sap is poison, and, like, I use those scissors, so I probably should not use those scissors anymore on my little crochet projects. Now, granted, this stuff should not go into the mouths of littles at all. But you never know if parents are watching their kids and stuff. I am looking for... Oh, it's in my... So I'll finish this up and then I'll put a lighter in it and make sure it closes. Like I said, I did freehand this pattern myself. I wrote it down so that perhaps if my streaming friends would like to play around with it. I am not a pattern writer and I'm not going to pretend like I am. So like I wrote down what I did. I would probably not be able to turn it into a pattern, but I'm also not unwilling to share what I did so that maybe somebody can try for themselves, because I might be a little bit biased, but I think mine looks a little bit different than most of the ones that are out there. I also have really tight tension, so I'm not sure if that makes a difference. But the cap actually stays like rounded, like poofed out. And that's it. It's just a little lighter leash. And it's on a pretty long leash, so I just don't know how many I'm going to add to leashes. I only have 4 black leashes. But I also don't want to go crazy with lighter stuff, so I'm very torn on what to do. But that's always me. Ooh, I'm sorry. And actually, I made up 2 of these last night, and I started writing down the pattern after the second one. Okay, I can't finish this one first, actually. And see, like, this part is where I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to explain how to do this. Because you work the cap and the lighter part. And I also wanted to check something. The minis are too small. I'm debating on making some for the mini Bics. I don't smoke, so I don't know what people prefer. I like the little mini lighters that have like the long black nozzly bit, because I suck at lighting candles and I burn myself. I'm going to message Bradley, because as of right now, I'm almost wondering if my OBS came unlinked from Twitch again. And Brad had a really good idea yesterday too, because axolotls are so cute, to turn these into like little axolotls. So I'm going to try to also freehand that. I'm going to start off with 2 mushrooms. So I've got my 2 mushrooms now. And then I'm going to do the 2 axolotls, because I think I'm basically just going to rework this pattern up just a tiny bit. Like, I think I can figure it out on my own. And then my hope is that if I do get it figured out, I can just rework the same kind of patterns, like this one, the axolotl, and then eventually peens. I'm hoping I can just convert them into chapstick holders. Hi Emily. My show went okay. I made like 500. So I still have like over $1,000 worth of inventory in my car. But I'm trying to make the decision if I'm gonna stay in my 2 brick and mortar stores, and if I do, then I'm just going to split the stuff up between the 2, and it'll let me like not worry about stocking them for a while because market season's in full swing. How was your weekend? Okay. Is that right? I don't think that's right. I have to remember how I attached these to the lighter leash thing. I also need to look up. I think lighter leash might be copyrighted. So I don't want to call it a lighter leash if I'm going to get in trouble. The very first thing I sold out of was the little teeny tiny gummy bears. I don't remember who originally told me about the teeny tiny gummy bears, but people loved them. They did not like the Sour Patch Kid. I took 2. I did sell 1. And a lot of people looked at it. They just didn't buy it. They're like, oh, that's cool. Welcome in, Angel. How are you today? Oh, yeah. Like, Emily, I think I only took 8. I sold 4, like, randomly, and then one kid came up and he picked up the bucket and he's like, can I just buy the rest of these? And I was like, sure. So I definitely should have brought more of them because they were the cheapest item I had out on my table. I am well. I am getting ready for my next show. I'm pretty excited because it's some different things. So I'm freehanding some patterns, which is definitely not what I typically do. But YOLO. I made a little mushroom cap, a mushroom, I'm calling them a lighter leash until I find something cuter, but it's on a badge reel and it's a mushroom and your lighter goes in there. So I wrote that pattern myself. I'm pretty excited. Like, I'm not going to sell it or anything because it's just a lighter holder, but I still thought it was pretty cool. I don't typically freehand stuff. How was your guys' weekend? Did you do anything fun and exciting? I am also excited to announce for those who would like, I figured out how to change your pronoun in chat. I don't know if this will work, so I'm going to test it. Okay, it hasn't worked yet. It should say my pronouns. Anyways, Emily, I had a fantastic weekend. Life's been busy, and this weekend was the first weekend in ages we didn't have to do anything, and the weather wasn't fantastic. So did you like get to go out and do stuff just for fun? And if so, what did you do? We always like to go on like smaller car rides, like to caverns. The New River Gorge is about 2 hours from us. I wonder if it's because I'm viewing this in OBS and not... I'm going to try something, and if this messes anything up, I am sorry in advance. I'm going to try going through Chrome and see if the pronouns show up. Because it is a Chrome extension. Yarn shopping? No. What did you get? Did you get anything? Yarn shopping? No. What did you get? Did you get anything? Oh, okay. It works on Google. Oh, okay. It works on Google. So people would have to be watching through, stream through Google. All loops and threads was buy one get one. I know, I saw that and I wanted to go, but I'm going to be a good cookie and I'm going to spend the money that I got at my show on groceries instead of yarn. Also, that is also because I don't know if you've noticed, loops and threads don't have a lot of good skin tones, a variety of skin tones. And since I'm doing a lot of inappropriate stuff, I want to be inclusive. So this might be my first market where I don't use any chenille yarn. And I think I'm going to just like test it and see how it goes. Because I typically don't use chenille or worsted weight yarn anymore. Because size-wise, you get more bang for your buck with chenille, which, who doesn't like bang for their buck? I think there's my second little mushroom. It's Lion Brand skin tones. And I had wanted to make peens a long time ago, but again, I got out of working with worsted weight. So I actually have a few of their different, and I think that one might be skin tone. I'm not sure. And then I've got some Impeccable, I think is what it's called. Loops and Thread Impeccable yarn. Oh, shoot. Oh, I wonder. I need to decide. I can't find a good peen pattern that I think is going to be nice for chapstick and lighters. So I might also freehand that. But yeah, it's called Skin Tones. It's by Lion Brand. I love it. Like, that, it was such a good idea because I know when I was making amigurumi mostly with worsted weight, I could not, like, you could always find what you wanted. Sorry, the squirrels are taking over. And I'm trying to decide, I guess. Thank you. I am a child at heart and forever will be a Rugrats baby. And I saw this on clearance at JCPenney. The other thing is I'm cheap and I hate clothes shopping. So it's a little small on me because I refuse to try stuff on in store, but I only paid like $5 for the whole set, and it actually has matching sweatpants that I have on right now. This is definitely like a lounge with Danielle day because Danielle is lazy. Of course, that is confusing because a lot of people don't know that my name's Danielle. So. I'm kind of writing as I go because, like I said, I freehanded this stuff. So now I'm going to try to make I'm going to try to make 2 mushrooms for the mini bigs. I'm not a smoker, and I don't know if people prefer the mini or the large. My brother and I used to watch Rugrats. He's 9 years younger than me. You know, the only time that I liked this is I just got Paramount Plus probably a year ago, and I was like, "Ooh, they have all of the Rugrats, the TV show," and I was like a little sketched out. I think I like the movies a lot more, but that's because I like music, and I liked the Cynthia song. We're gonna get you one way, maybe next week. And then they sang the one with the monkeys. Oh, you think I should just go with large and not offer 2 sizes? My sister gave me a mini, but I thought, like, if you smoke a lot, won't it go out of fluid pretty often? I'm also debating on including a lighter in them, but Brad's like, no, that's expensive. Don't do that. Sleep like partway through our conversation last night. I apologize for that. I was like pooped. Um, I had my show on Saturday, and I didn't get home till after 10 o'clock. Um, my car still isn't even unloaded. And then yesterday morning, I told my Grammy that I would take her to church. And then I found out when we got to church that they were having a dinner for somebody after church. So Grammy wanted to stay for that, so I didn't get home until like 1 in the afternoon. I cleaned for 3 hours, and then we had to go back to Grammy's for a birthday party. Then I didn't get home till after 7. And then it was like showers and shit. And busy. Yes, I was. That's why I like stopped into your stream so late last night, and I apologize for that. And I apologize that I wasn't able to hang out with you as much as I wanted to on Saturday. I had you lurky while I was doing my show, but I couldn't turn the volume up because it was super loud in there. I wouldn't have been able to hear anyways. Oh, I didn't write down this row. I suck. I am attempting to do my own patterns because I didn't want to pay the prices that Etsy had for like lighter leashes, because I don't feel like I'm going to be able to get a lot of money out of them. I would still be streaming. Well, you know, I sat in there for like 5 minutes and I was like, well, maybe she took a like bathroom break or something. And and then I heard somebody belch in the background and I was like, And then I heard something about green beans and pork chops and I was like, And I was like, I'm going to Snapchat her, but I could hear your phone notifications going off from the computer. So I was like, she doesn't have the phone with her. So I was like, But, I think it was like my second stream. That's the only thing is mine didn't get caught on video on demand or whatever. But it was like my second stream. It got left up for like 4 hours. Okay, so if I chained 5 and I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I should have 10 in that row. And then row 2, I would have ended on an increase. So then I would have single stitched 4, increase, single stitch times 4, increase, which would bring me to 12, and then I just go around from there. Okay. Did you have a nice weekend though, Mouse? I'm not gonna lie, I know you're embarrassed. I know you said you were embarrassed or whatever, but like, I think your family is just fabulous. Like, that's exactly what would be happening in my kitchen when we all sit down to eat. Like, all of it. The belching, all of it. Like, they are hilarious. That and my kids would be like, it's too spicy. It's spicy. Like, one of them would have something to say. Your noodles aren't cooked enough. I don't like cooking my noodles all the way through, and my family really hates it. I wonder if I'm going to get in trouble for having a lighter on screen. I mean, you can't. Maybe if I hide it. I just need it to measure. I wanted to make sure it was going to fit in there. So this is for the mini big. I have another notebook. I really need to like keep track of notebooks. I'm trying to write my pattern down, and then that way if I'm not going... Your child had prom on Saturday? How was it? I can't wait till my kid goes to prom. I don't know. It's not that I like live vicariously through her. I didn't enjoy my prom. Because I was like still dating my ex-husband at the time. Like, I started dating my ex-husband when I was 14. And he was always very jealous, but because he had gotten kicked out of school, he dropped out after like beating a bunch of people up. Like, I should have seen the red flags, guys. Should have seen them. But he wasn't allowed to go any school events. And so he like couldn't go to prom with me. And so he kind of like blew up my phone and made me feel like I was a bad person for being there. So I only stayed for a half hour and called to come home. She had fun. My prom was not the prom party and a teen hangout place. I feel like you're either being sarcastic and you really just went to a prom party and got drunk. I also, like, I didn't get drunk for the first time until I was, like, well into my 20s. Like, I didn't drink in high school. Who in the hell is calling me? I'm just going to make sure it's not my Grammy. Sorry, I wanted to make sure it wasn't somebody for my grandma, and here it is. It's spoofed through a West Virginia number. So it has our area code, but it's build your Google website. It pisses me off, Emily. Like, I don't know. Like, if I get too many phone calls within a certain amount of time, it goes on silent and I ignore it for the rest of the day. Hi.
Hi. Can Grammy wash Lorelai's black and white sweater?
Yes.
Okay.
Why didn't she message me?
I don't know.
She'll message me about Glotfelty, but not about the sweater?
Listen.
Okay. Listen, my Grammy's something else. Although, let me tell you, so I didn't know this was a thing. But she made this pie yesterday, and she calls it ice cream cake. You take a half of a gallon of vanilla ice cream, and you leave it out so it softens up a little bit, and then you blend it with a box of cheesecake Jello pudding mix. Jello pudding mix. Put it in a graham cracker crust and refreeze it and then top it with whipped cream. That shit's fantastic. No, the part was not called the prom party. I may have gotten drunk, but that is not the point. Laugh out loud. That is funny. The party was called not a prom party. You know, I don't know if there were any parties after prom or anything in my area. It was Mouse, and like that's super cheap, and it makes 2 pies. I guess, like, if anybody's gonna come back and be like, oh, I want to try it. Like, I have texture issues, so I was quite concerned, so I only ate a half of a slice. I ate that bitch in like 3 bites. I was like, oh man. And then I would have gotten a second piece, but it was very filling. Yeah, I try not to like get bothered by my grandma. Like obviously I don't get terribly bothered by my family's phone calls, but they also know to text me first. And then if it's an emergency and I haven't got back to the text, then you can call me. And I never answer the phone with hello. I'm like, what? What do you want? I don't know. The phone has always caused me anxiety, though. Oh, you know what else I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to adjust the mushroom cap as well. Text first, please. Yes. There was an after party at the school, but she didn't go to that. The prom. Wait a second. So they combined all of the proms for all of Rapid City? Like, to me, that would be a heck ton of children. Gross. And B, I don't think our town would do that. Our high schools are super freaking competitive. But that's, again, we have that weird thing where 3,000 people for one prom, I would not have attended at all. Nope. I'm glad she was able to go, though. And I hope that she had all of the fun that a teenager should have at their prom. I do know I am going to no longer stream on Thursdays at all. I am going to take my doctor's advice and I'm going to get out of the house. And I'm not a huge church person, but I will attend with my grandma. And I actually liked the sermon that the new minister gave. And so I am going to attempt to try to get back into church. I've never been like the type that is like super religious, and I don't speak out on like religion at all. So like I hope that doesn't like scare anyone off. Like I'm not gonna like shove the shit down your throat. Actually, the reason I want to go is they have a crochet club. And right now they call them prayer cloths to hand out to the shut-ins that live in, because we're in a very poor state. And there are a lot of shut-ins in the town in which our church is in, because it's not in the same town we live in. But my grandma's grandpa was like the first pastor at this church, so it's very sentimental to my grandma. If I were going to attend church, I would rather go somewhere that has a little bit more youthfulness to it, but for now, it's where I'm going to go. They have a crochet group. They make these prayer cloths, and they put like a cross on it, and they just give them to the shut-ins, and I guess the shut-ins are really liking it. But I told her, I was like, I can't do squares. I was like, I don't think you understand. I was like, I can do amigurumi left and right. I cannot do squares. And I was like, can I still make kids items? And maybe like you can give them to the children that are like with the shut-ins. A lot of grandparents in West Virginia are raising grandkids and stuff like that. And they said yes. And I would love to give back to my community a little bit. So I'm going to do that. It is a Methodist church. I have my own opinions of the Methodist church, but I am sorry if that offends anyone. I don't like that Methodist churches change the pastors out so often. Because, like, obviously, like, the Holy Spirit is supposed to be the glue of the church. But to me, your pastor is your leader and your tangible religious leader. I'm trying to think of the way I want to word it. And if you switch them out very often, I think it's hard to form bonds with your congregation and like earn their trust and stuff. Which is why I haven't been going. I also did not like a lot of the practices that were happening within that church. But it seems since this new pastor has come in, a lot of the people that I had problems with are gone. And I hate to be like, I quit going to church because I had problems with people within the church. But, like, I don't want to go to a place where, like, for instance, I don't know if you guys remember the whole Brock Turner case. But members of the congregation were like, we need to pray for Brock Turner because he may have been wrongly accused and his life is getting thrown through the mud and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, no, that's not how true Christianity works. Like, we pray for everyone involved in the whole freaking situation. You can't pick and choose which side you're on when you're a Christian. You pray for everyone within that situation. But like I said, they're all gone. And so I feel like I might have a little bit better. There's one problematic person left. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for having a light around here. See, I think the pastors play more of a part than people like to realize, because if you don't like the way the scriptures taught and stuff, which I'm not going to lie, I went to church for years as a child. I have never had that aha moment, if that makes sense. I've never had it, but I'm not opposed to attending church. And I do believe that there is a higher power. I just don't believe that my higher power would burn you for all eternity because you had a kid out of wedlock, or you love the same sex, or like, I don't believe that my God would forgive you. If he will forgive a murderer, he will forgive you, everyone. Again, Emily, I'm not going to pretend like I've never had an aha moment, and therefore I've never been like, you know what, I want to read the Bible. I read one chapter of the Book of Mormon just because they said, like, if I read this chapter, I was supposed to have an aha moment. There was nothing. I was baptized when I was little. I don't know. Like, I grew up in the Baptist church as well, Mouse. And honestly, like, when all is said and done, unless this church finds a way to bring some youthfulness to it, I don't know that, like, after Grammy, I would continue to attend this church. I also, like, I know this sounds freaking ridiculous and you can laugh ahead of time. I don't care. I think it's about time that somebody condensed the Bible into understandable language. I am a simple person. And you throwing 42 thous within the same sentence is just going to screw me over. Like, I can't figure out what you're trying to say. And that Book of Mormon was supposedly written after the New Testament, and so I thought maybe it would have like a different wording, because they were like, the Book of Mormon makes it super clear as to what you are supposed to follow. And it really didn't for me. Like, I'm glad if some people have their aha moment. I don't want to take away from anyone's aha moment. I just personally have not had mine. Yeah, like, I just think there needs to be a balance. Like, Mouse, we were at church yesterday, and they called the children up for kids moment, and there were 2 children. Now, mind you, my child typically wouldn't be there, so one of them was mine. Like, there's typically only one child at church. And I just find that very weird. This piece of hair is going to drive me bonkers. Okay, I'm going to attempt my mushroom cap. Actually, I'm going to go grab the pattern that I wrote yesterday. I wonder if I could do the same exact. No, that would be too many rows. I need to cut down on rows a bit. Yeah, like there's one child, there were, I think, 2 teenagers. One teenager sat in front of me. There were no babies. It's basically like my grandma and all of the people that have stayed attending that church for the last like 20 years. Which is great because I know them all by name and like I can still walk in and they know me and we remember each other and it's fine. I like youthfulness. I'm gonna go grab that pattern real quick. I hope I don't turn anyone off from like religious talk. That really was not my intention. I really am more excited that like my church had people that they could reach out to see where I could donate some stuffed animals. So I bought a candle. Well, actually I traded a candle at that market. It's cheap. Join me in the upside down butter pecans and maple syrup. So I'm gonna burn it. Cause like I don't know if you've ever seen where people like hide toys around town, like stuffed animals and stuff, or like it's typically stuff that can be made within 10 to 20 minutes, and they'll put a cute little message with it, like you found me, you can keep me, blah blah blah, or share me with someone who you think might need me, blah blah blah. I have tried that several times, and it stresses me out a little bit because I never know where, like if it ended up, like is it still sitting where I hid it? I don't know. But I'm also too awkward to just walk up and check to see if what I hid is still there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I wrote down this pattern and I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything with it, but we will see. Mouse, do you smoke and use lighters a lot? If so, can I ask you a question? I don't think that I mentally could handle another social media account, but I did think about doing that and like put a QR code on it for my Instagram and be like, share a picture of where you found me. Yes. So if you, anyone really who's on here, because I have 6 viewers, it says, if you smoke, do you prefer mini Bics or the regular size Bics? Because I'm not sure how many to make of each. Because I don't smoke, and I personally suck at lighting candles, so I like the lighters that are small. They're like a regular Bic size, but they have like the long black neck thing to it. I found a jar for my stash jar at the Dollar Tree. So now I have to decide what type of animal. You like the larger size? That's what Emily said too. So maybe I'll do like 2 large for every 1 small. I was afraid the mini Bics would like lose fluid faster. I assume you can't put as much fluid in them. So I assume that if you're a smoker who's going to carry around a lighter leash, probably are going to want more bang for your buck. All right, bye, Mouse. I hope you have a wonderful day at work. This is what I'm working on. There is no pattern link because I freehanded it, but it is a little lighter leash. I don't know if I'm going to do them all on the leashes. Black with 2 C's. I'm not sure what that means, Mouse. I am sorry. And Emily said bye. Ooh, what? Hi, Bells. What are you doing, Bells? Hi, Bells. No fun at work? I'm sorry. That is the one thing I miss about working is my coworkers. But I know you work from home. But I'm also finding a lot of fun in streaming and making new friends on here. What? What? Yes, he's being a whiny butt. Look at him, so big and majestic. Him's is so pretty. Him's is my pretty boy, not on the camera. Why don't you just lay here with mommy? Hmm? I love my babies. No one has found me yet. Found you yet. Okay, I don't know if I am dumb and on stream. What do you mean, like viewers or like people you know in real life? Because I actually have advertised on my my Instagram that I'm streaming now, but I haven't. I know a few people from real life. I know, that's why I've been trying to get in for you. Next weekend, Lorelai should go to her dad's unless he messes up my plans. If you'd like, I could stream on Saturday if she does go to her grandma's and then raid into yours and maybe see if we can get some of our friends like Emily and Crafty Unicorn and stuff to come over. Like I said, if Lorelai goes, because I think Lakin works on Saturday. Yes, she does. Single stitch increase. Hannah Z. She, she Snapchatted me and I forgot